All right, today we're going to talk about the huge disconnect that's right at the heart of the AI revolution. You see, for chief information officers, the CIOs, it's a constant battle between the massive hype and the incredibly difficult reality of actually making AI work. And to really get how high the stakes are, we got to start with just one number.
And this is it. This number sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about: 84%. A recent survey of top CIOs found that 84% of them believe AI is going to be as significant as the internet. Just let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about a new app or a new tool. We're talking about a fundamental shift on the scale of the web itself. And, that kind of expectation, it's created an absolute frenzy.
And that frenzy has kicked off what you can only really describe as a modern-day gold rush. The pressure is on for every single company out there to stake their claim and to do it fast.
Yeah, and it's not just the scale of this thing, it's the speed. We're talking about an estimated $15 trillion economic impact just in this decade. I mean, this isn't some slow burn, it's a full-on explosion. The message coming from the C-suite in every organization is crystal clear. Get on board and get on board now.
But that gold rush mentality, it creates this immense pressure. And guess where it all lands? Square on the shoulders of the CIOs. They're the ones caught between the sky-high hype from the top and the hard, messy reality down on the ground.
This quote from a CIO in France just nails the problem perfectly. The business wants to see a short-term return on their investment, like yesterday. But the truth is, building real, solid, trustworthy AI capabilities, that takes a ton of time and a ton of money. It's that classic problem of wanting the prize without really understanding the work it takes to get there.
And these two numbers, side by side, they tell the whole story. On the one hand, you have 68% of CIOs saying, look, our business partners have completely unreasonable expectations for how fast this can happen. But on the other hand, 67% of those exact same CIOs are intentionally taking a cautious, careful approach. It's like they're walking a high wire, trying to move fast enough to please everyone, but slow enough not to break everything.
So what happens when the rest of the company just doesn't want to wait for the CIO's cautious approach? Well, a massive, kind of hidden problem starts to bubble up from inside the workforce itself.
Get this. More than half of all workers, that's 55%, admit they're using AI tools that their company has not approved. They're basically going rogue, right? Bringing in all these consumer tools because they want the power of AI now, and they're not going to sit around and wait for some official company-wide rollout. And here's where it gets really risky. A staggering 69% of those workers have had absolutely zero training on how to use AI safely or effectively. So you've got this majority of employees using unapproved tools with absolutely no guidance. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, this whole thing has a name. It's called shadow AI. And for any CIO, it is an absolute nightmare. It means sensitive company data could be getting plugged into unsecured models. You're getting inconsistent results. There's a total lack of control or governance. It's just a huge unmanaged risk lurking in the shadows.
So you've got this pressure from executives above and shadow AI bubbling up from below. What's a CIO to do? Well, their response isn't to chase the latest shiny AI tool. No, it's to go back to basics and fix the foundation. Because when you ask CIOs what actually keeps them up at night about AI, it's not what you might think. It isn't job losses or high costs. Their top two fears are way more fundamental. Number one, security and privacy threats. And number two, a lack of trusted data to even power the AI in the first place.
This CIO from India just puts it perfectly. AI is only as good as the data you train it on, right? You just can't build a skyscraper on a swampy foundation. And for so many companies, their data is exactly that, a swamp. It's siloed, it's outdated, it's completely untrustworthy.
So that leads to a really interesting question. With all this hype around flashy new generative AI models and tools, where are CIOs actually putting their money? The answer might surprise you.
And here's the answer that tells the whole story. On average, only about 5% of the IT budget is going toward those flashy new AI initiatives, but a massive 20%, 4 times as much, is being spent on data infrastructure and management. CIOs are spending way more time and money just getting their data house in order than they are on the actual AI tools. They're fixing the foundation first.
And that foundation isn't just about data. It's also about people. It turns out only 23% of CIOs feel their employees even have the skills needed to use AI effectively. So there's this huge skills gap that has to be fixed before any of this can really take off.
Okay, so even after they start tackling their internal data problems and their skills gaps, CIOs face one more massive hurdle. And this one's external. It's trying to navigate a vendor landscape that is just chaotic, confusing, and changing by the minute.
This tech CIO from the US really speaks for so many when he talks about just feeling completely overwhelmed. I mean, every single day there's a new game-changing AI solution popping up, and it's become almost impossible to cut through all that noise and figure out what's real and what's just hype.
And the data, wow, it really shows how deep this confusion goes. Only 11% of CIOs feel fully confident they even understand the AI vendor landscape. Think about that. That means nearly 9 out of every 10 of them are basically flying blind.
And if you thought that was bad, it gets worse. A mere 7%. We're talking fewer than 1 in 10 are fully confident they know which AI vendors they can actually trust. When trust is that low, how can you possibly make these huge investment decisions? It's incredibly difficult.
So in this chaotic new world, where do they turn for advice? Well, number one, above everything else, is each other. They're relying more on their networks of other CIOs than on analyst reports or even the vendors themselves. It makes sense, right? In this totally new frontier, they trust the experience of other people who are right there in the trenches with them.
And all of this brings us to the one central question that every single leader should be asking themselves right now. The AI revolution isn't coming, it's here. But the real decider of who wins and who loses, it's not going to be who adopted the flashiest tool first. It's going to be who took the time to build their foundation on solid rock instead of on shifting sand.